Welcome back, everyone, to the final part of Let's Play D2. Last time, some stuff happened. We met Laura's mother, we found out what her father was, and Jenny died a horrible, horrible death. So now, there's only one thing left to do. That's climb Death Mountain and confront the shadow at the top of it. This cabin is the last safe place. It has a bed if we need to restore our strength. That is always available. Now this path here has the toughest normal enemies in the game. And like I said before, there's no hunting. At least I've never seen any animals here. So we're stuck with the health items we have. Fortunately, I've been hoarding them, so we have a lot. And I'm going to show the weapons that we haven't been seeing. I'm going to use the handgun here, which is good against certain enemies, but not so good against others. If you watch how fast they take out the flyers, they die instantly. The thing about the handgun is that I'm not actually aiming when I'm using this. It automatically aims. It has a mind of its own. That's a good thing in that I don't have to rely on my my own aiming skill. It's a bad thing because you can't actually aim at a weak point. If the gun happens to aim at a weak point, great, but if it's not, you can't actually fix that. So for some enemies, it might take more shots than normal, actually. The best enemies to use that handgun on are the flyers. They die instantly from it. So we've got the handgun, we've got the shotgun, we've got a whole lot of bombs, so this path isn't going to be too difficult. But the first time you play through the game and you get to this part, it actually is pretty hard, because you're not really expecting this. You can see the enemies are very red, which signifies that they're stronger than the green monsters. So, how about that last video, huh? With the whole mother being a computer thing, the father being a winged man from prehistory. So we know that Laura is the chosen one because of her parentage, and apparently this was all intended by the Great Mother, so Laura could come into existence to fight the Shadow, who came from outer space to kill humanity. That's basically what the plot of the game is. How do plant monsters fit into this? I guess plant monsters were a side effect of the Shadow hitting the Earth. It seems like the Shadow is going to do some killing firsthand because he now has physical form. If you saw that in the last video, the wizard has combined himself with the Shadow to create a physical being, which basically looks like a big blob of fat with eyeballs. Now, just one thing here, I'm just taking a little extra time to run around this little hill because there are items. I am kind of a completionist, so I do have to get all the items. Yeah, you see how fast the handgun will end this battle. Very quickly. Anyway, so the Shadow now has physical form and he's about to wreak havoc. So we gotta stop him before that happens. Most likely, though, that most of humanity is already dead, considering that we're assuming that the plant monster epidemic has spread out across the globe. I guess it'd be pandemic. So we're assuming that happened because there's been no rescue for the crashed plane. So we figure they have their own things to worry about. So it doesn't seem like there's really much left to destroy, or for Laura to save, for that matter. It seems like everything is hopeless and gone. So what's the point of even going on? Why are we even doing this? Well, maybe there's one thing left for Laura or the Great Mother to do to resolve all this. But we'll see, I guess. if you saved up your powerful weapons and your health sprays, then this part's not going to be too difficult. Oh, and actually, as we come into this little field, notice something a bit unusual. Flowers. Haven't seen too many flowers. And if we take a look at the flowers, and that's a bad camera angle. Let's try that again. No. No, not really. Let's try that a third time. Alright. Yeah, that's better. Those flowers, they look like what we saw in the Linda computer, don't they? So I guess that this little area here is the source of where Linda comes from. I guess, Ken, I guess he harvested his Linda crops from here. And turned his wife into one of these flowers. I guess. I still don't really know. Right, so here's the source of the drug. Oh, by the way, here's my hunting results. I'm a great hunter. I shot so many animals. So yeah, I guess this is the source of the drug that makes people go psychotic and solves their depression. It does two things in one. Alright, we got 3 monsters, so I'm just gonna hit the I win button here. Takes a little while to get the grenade out. But once you do... Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to be using the G-bombs as well, since they're useless against the boss, so I might as well use them all up. And in this field of flowers, there are some items to pick up that can be a little tricky, because visibility of them is obscured by the flowers. Yeah, so there are a bunch of health sprays and G-bombs in the snow here. Yeah, so really no new enemy types for the last area. They're all enemies that we've seen before, except red, so they're stronger. This is also a good place to grind for levels if you're low on experience. Not this field necessarily, but I mean this area, since you have that bed back at the cabin. If you want to stay by the cabin and just fight enemies there, and then heal yourself every so often, you can do that. If you feel that you are low on levels. Not really necessary, because we can't really be lower on levels than we already are. And we're still doing fine. I don't know what the highest level is you can get. If there's a cap, or if you can just keep getting stronger and stronger. Yeah, so the pistol not too effective against these guys. And those are my last meats. I'm meatless. Lara has no meats. Shotgun's still the most powerful weapon, aside from the G-bombs. And as we climb up this path here, we start to be able to see the glowy top of Death Mountain. That red light that just melted Janny has no effect on Lara, though. A little health spray hidden in that little triangle right there. So, the wizard. Why does he want to kill humanity? Unfortunately, we never get any kind of background or explanation about the wizard. He is just, well, the Great Mother refers to him as the Evil One. And, well, you know, in a story, when you've labeled someone as being evil, you don't actually have to explain why they do the things they do. You just say they're bad, and that's it. I mean, some characters get motives. For example, we found out why Cliff and Larry hijacked that plane. So we know that much. But, the wizard, no, he's just evil. He gets no backstory. He's just bad. And the Shadow, apparently, from what they're saying, doing the will of the cosmos. For some reason, the cosmos has it in for humans. So he's here to wipe everything out. And there's an upgraded version of the miner here. Again, like the normal miners, they're really harmless individually. So, what did Linda have to do with the plot anyway? Nothing really. We're just basically there to give Kimberly a problem. And to enable her to be psychotic and kill people. In the overall scope of things, it really had nothing to do with the plot. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what you consider the plot to be. Do you consider the real plot to be this mission to save humanity, or do you consider the real plot to be the characters we've met and the problems they have? If it's the latter, well, I said before that Kimberly in many ways is actually the main character of this game, because she's the one who has a story arc. She begins the game hating herself, a drug addict, and wants to commit suicide. She meets, friends. At least that's what the game says, that they're friends, although they don't... I guess they're friends. And, she feels a lot better about herself. She opens up to people, really opens up to people. She gets over her issues about men, and everything seems okay, and then she dies. But, yeah, I mean, she's really the only one that had some sort of character arc in this game. I wouldn't say Laura has. We don't know where Laura was coming from before the plane crash. We don't know how she felt about her past, or if she even knew about her past, how much she knew. I don't think her finding out who her parents were really counts as a character arc. I just like to use grenades for every time we fight 3 enemies here. But kind of a surprise here, because that fat guy, he actually can survive it. He's the only normal enemy in the game that can survive a grenade shot. Kills everyone else in one hit, but not that guy. He just barely survives. And further up the mountain we go. Does take a little while. They don't want to make it very easy for us to reach that shadow. I'm not really sure what the hierarchy is here. Do the plant monsters work for the shadow? Are they just doing their own thing? Do they have any intelligence, or are they animalistic? I mean, the Kimberly plant clone could talk. The nature of plant monsters is not really examined in this game. Oh, there it is. There's the glowy top. We're almost there. You can see that black spot next to it. That's a cave that we're going to be going into, where the shadow is resting and getting ready to wreak havoc on the world. By the way, did you notice that when the Great Mother teleported us here, she didn't teleport her snowmobile with us? This could have been a lot easier if she had bothered to send that snowmobile with us over here. Could have just zoomed right up this mountain. But no, we have to do it ourselves.